गुरेव गति गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरुः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्मि गुरो मम पाहि गुरो सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरये परमात्मने प्रणतः क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमभेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः। In chapter 8 of Canto 2 of Srimad Bhagavata Purana, Raja Parikshit asked many questions to Sri Shuka Brahmarshi. And the answers of those questions is the entire Bhagavata Purana. He asked many questions like how the conscious Atma is attached to the materialistic body, and about yoga, about the duties of man, the difference between Ishvara and Jiva, and the 4 stages of life, the 4 Purusharthas, the real nature of Bhagavan. So all these questions were posted by Raja Parikshit to Shuka Brahmarishi, and the explanation of those questions is the Bhagavata Purana. In this chapter, that is in chapter 9, Shuka Brahmarishi begins to give answer for those questions. And this chapter is very important because in this chapter only comes the chatusloki Bhagavata. That is the 4 shlokas, which is the essence of the Bhagavata Purana itself. The chatusloki Bhagavata is revealed by Bhagavan Srimad Narayana himself to Lord Brahma. That is the essence of the Upanishad, the essence of the Vedas, the essence of the creation, and the essence of the Bhagavata Purana also. And Sri Narada Rishi, he heard from his father, Lord Brahma, this Chatusloki Bhagavata, and he elaborated it and said it to Sri Vedavyasa, and he elaborated it and said it to Shuka Brahmarishi. And like this, each one elaborated and made clear those 4 verses. So the 4 verses in chapter 9 of Canto 2, beginning from 32, Sloka 32 to 35 is the Chatusloki Bhagavata, and that also comes in this chapter. And from this chapter only, Sri Shuka Brahmarshi gives answer for those questions posted by Raja Parikshit. So let us see. The first question asked by Raja Parikshit to Shuka Brahmarshi is, how is it possible that the conscious Atma is attached with the materialistic body? Sri Shuka Brahmarshi gave this answer, and Sri Shuka Brahmarshi said that the reason is Atma Maya, the Maya of Bhagavan. Because of that, this conscious Atma assumes this body and it is attached with this body. By that Maya, it is attached to this body. For example, we all see dreams in the sleep. How do we see it? It's only a mental illusion. In that sleep, we see ourselves very clearly. We have a body, and when we sleep, we see our own body without any mirror. If we stand in front of a mirror, of course, we can see our image, or if in the camera, we can see our image. But in sleep, there is no external material present there. But we see ourselves very clearly sometimes in a costume of a Raja, or in sometimes the costume of a beggar, just like how Janaka Maharaja saw himself as a very old person in his dream. So just like that, we see ourselves in our dream. So it's a mental illusion. So just like that, because of Maya, this Atma, which is the pure consciousness, assumes this body. So it is because of the Maya of Bhagavan. Bahurupaiva bhati Mayaya bahurupaya Ramamane guneshvasya Mamaham iti manyate. The Maya, it creates numerous forms, numerous bodies out of the gunas of Prakriti by combining the Rajas, Tamas and Sattva guna, and by combining the elements, 5 basic elements, it creates many numerous bodies. And the Atma, which is the pure consciousness, it shines through these forms. When it shines through these forms, that Atma is called the Jiva, and that Jiva thinks that I am this body, this is mine, all these are mine. So it gets, or it develops ahankara as well as mamakara. So it is because of this Maya, it creates many forms, and the Atma shining through this Maya, that is shining through these different forms, it assumes a body and it thinks that I am this body. Yarhi vava mahimni swe parasmin kala mayayoho ramita gada sammoha tyaktodaste tadho bhayam. So this Jiva, by devotion, when it understands the true nature, the real nature of the Atma, and it transcends Maya and Kala. So it no more thinks that I am this body, or I am this mind, or this is mine. Like this, all the thoughts will be eliminated from the Jiva. But the Jiva has to transcend the Maya and Kala by devotion. By constant devotion to that Paramatma, this Jiva will be able to transcend Maya and Kala. This Jiva is that supreme spirit. There is no difference. It is not in any way different from the supreme spirit. But this Jiva is in bondage. This Jiva is the supreme spirit, but it is in bondage. And the Sri Shuka Brahmarshi said, I will tell you or explain to you what are all Lord Srimad Narayana, when he appeared before Lord Brahma, what all he said, I will say all that to you, Raja Parikshit. So like that, Sri Shuka Brahmarshi said, and he started to explain the beginning of the creation and how it was that time. When Lord Brahma came from the navel of Bhagavan Srimad Narayana, he was sitting on that lotus. He saw everywhere, but he could not see anyone. He was just blinking like that. What to do? No one is there. He is alone. Just imagine how he would have felt. So he started to search through that stack of that lotus flower. He could not find anybody there because his search was so gross. So he came and sat back on that lotus flower. Again, he saw everywhere. Nothing. No one is there. No sound or nothing. At that time, he heard a vacha. That is, he heard Dva aksharam dvigaditam vachaha. That words he heard. That is, Dva akshara means 2 aksharas. Dvigaditam, 2 times. He heard 2 aksharas 2 times. What were those aksharas? Sparsheshu yet shodasham ekavimsham. Among the consonants of the Sanskritam, shodasham, the 16th letter, and ekavimsham, the 21st letter. So what are those letters? The 16th letter in the consonants is ta, and the 21st is pa. So he heard 2 letters 2 times. Tapa, tapa. He heard like that. So he understood and he wanted to do tapas, and he concentrated on his Atma, his inner spirit, and he concentrated like that. And this tapa is the wealth of the people who do not have any other wealth. That is the jnanis. They do not have any other materialistic wealth, but they have this supreme wealth called tapa. They always are engaged in tapa. So Lord Brahma also did tapas. And how long do you think he did tapas? For nearly 1,000 divine years, which is equal to more than 3 lakh human years. So for such a long time, he did tapas. At one time, he was able to feel a brightness, an auspiciousness. Lord Srimad Narayana, he revealed his supreme spiritual realm to Lord Brahma. He could see a brightness everywhere, and he could see the people who, many people are there, and they are very beautiful. They are also blue in complexion. They too have forearms. They are just dressed like Bhagavan with so many ornaments, yellow color robe, and all that he saw. And he was so surprised, and at last he saw Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. He was sitting there on a throne, surrounded by all the powers of Prakriti. That is Prakriti, Purusha, Mahat Tattva, Ahankara, and he was surrounded by Chatusloki Panja Shakti. The 4 Shaktis are Prakriti, Purusha, Mahat Tattva, and Ahankara. Apart from it, 21 categories were all in the form of power. They were surrounding Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. And that 21 categories are the 11 Indriyas, the 5 Jnana Indriyas, the 5 Karma Indriyas, Manas, 5 basic elements, that is the Panchabhutas, and the 5 Tanmatras, the subtle elements of that Panchabhutas, before becoming that Panchabhuta, that Tanmatras. All this in the form of power, they were surrounding Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. He saw that. And Bhagavan also, he has 6 bhagas. Bhagas means enormous power. They are the Aishwarya, lordliness, Virya, prowess, Yashas, fame, Shri, beauty or auspiciousness, Jnana, knowledge, Vairagya, renunciation. Of course, when a person has all this, then he must have renunciation, or otherwise it is difficult for others. So all these bhagas he had. He has these 6 divine powers, and that's why he is called Bhagavan. One who has bhagas is Bhagavan. And Lord Brahma saw him, and he went near to Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. Immediately, very affectionately, Bhagavan Srimad Narayana held the hands of Lord Brahma. I think it is from Lord Srimad Narayana this culture of shake hand came into existence. So he just held the hands of Lord Brahma, and he said very affectionately to Lord Brahma, Varam varaya bhadrante varesham abhivanchitam brahma shreya parishrama bhumso madharshanavadhihi. He said, I am so pleased with your tapas. Your meditation was so great and so concentrated you did. I am so pleased with your tapas. So whatever vara, boons you want, you ask me, Brahma. You have a very good fortune. Ask me whatever you want as boon. I will just grant you. I am the granter of all boons. But know that there is nothing else in this creation other than realizing me. So the greatness of any tapas is realizing Bhagavan. But if a person wants any materialistic desire, that also Bhagavan will grant. And Bhagavan Srimad Narayana said, it is only because of me that you are able to do tapas. I willed it, and so you did tapas. And Bhagavan Srimad Narayana said that only I willed, I desired. That's why you were able to come to this spiritual realm, and you are able to do tapas because I willed it. I desired it. Pratyadishtam maya tatra tvahi karma vimohite tapo me hridayam sakshat atmaham tapasonnaka. O Brahma, when you stood so confused without knowing what to do, it was I who directed you to do tapas. And you know, tapas is tapo me hridayam. Tapas is my core being. It is my power. Aham tapasaka sakshat atma. I am the swarupa of tapas. I am the meaning of tapas. So tapas is so great. You are able to reach my spiritual realm only by doing that tapas in a very good way. And he also said, Srijami tapasai vedam grasami tapasa punaha vibharmi tapasa vishvam viryam me duscharam tapaha. Vishwam Srijami, I created this prapancham, this world by doing tapas. Grasami, I will withdraw it back, withdraw everything back by doing tapas. Vibharmi means support. I support this world by doing tapas. Viryam me dushcharam tapaha. Tapas is my supreme prowess. It is my supreme power. So tapas is so great, sinless Brahma, and you did that tapas perfectly. And Lord Brahma said, Oh Bhagavan, you know everything because you are the indweller in every being. You are that formless one who is in all the forms. So you know the desires of all persons, all beings, the desire of all beings, you know. Please make me understand the truth. I want to know the truth. And also, please impart me the knowledge about creation. Because my job is to create and I do not know anything. It is you who bring out this creation from inside you, from you. You sustain it and in the end you will draw it back. So I am just a person, just like an assistant who follow your orders. The idea of creation is yours. I just bring that into materialistic form or in gross form. So please give me that knowledge about creation. Lord Brahma said, and he was so humble, Lord Brahma was so humble to ask me for two more boons. That is, while creating, I must not be attached to this creation itself. I should not be attached to this creation. I must know the value of this creation and I must be detached from it. That is, I should not be in bondage with the creation. And also, I should not have the pride that I created this world. So please give me blessing that not to have any bondage towards this creation or attachment towards this creation or pride. Lord Brahma said this to Bhagavan Srimad Narayana. So Bhagavan said, by my blessing, you will have the knowledge of the truth and you will also have the knowledge yatha bhava yad rupa guna karmakaha. You will know about my different attributes, my rupa, my different forms, my guna, my nature, my karma, my activities. everything you will know, everything will come to you. And it is at this context, Bhagavan Srimad Narayana said this chatusloki Bhagavata to Lord Brahma. So chatusloki Bhagavata is so important. The chatusloki Bhagavata of chapter 9 starts from sloka 32 to 35. Ahamevasamevagre nanyat sadasatparam paschadaham yadedascha yovashishyeta sosmyaham. Before this creation, I alone was there. Na anyat, no one else was there. Yet sat asatparam. There were no material in that gross form or no one in that subtle form. Only I was there, and I was also just existing without any activity or without anything. I just existed before this creation came into existence. There is no cause, no effect other than me. After this creative cycle also, avashishyetasa aham asti. After this creative cycle, after this dissolution, only I will be there. No one else will be there. The creation or the world which appears as separate from me is also myself. There is no one else in this creation, Brahma. Only I exist. What remains after Pralaya is only myself. This is the first shloka of Chatusloki Bhagavata. And the next shloka is about Maya. Bhagavan very clearly explains Maya. Ratertam yat pratiyeta na pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyadatmano mayam yatha abhaso yatha tamaha. So what appears on the Atma has no reality. If it is real, then when at the time when it is not existent, then you should leave some residue or some mark, isn't it? When something is real and when it is not there at present, then it will leave some sign or mark. But when this world disappears, it does not leave any mark or any sign or any residue. But even then, the Atma remains. So only the Atma is the truth, and the appearance is due to the divine power of Bhagavan, which is called Maya. And Bhagavan here gives a very beautiful explanation, example for Maya, like Abhasa. Abhasa means the reflected image. When we stand in front of a mirror, we see our image. Actually, our image is not there inside the mirror. When we stand there, we can see the image. When someone else stands in front of it, they can see their image. So the truth is my own body and the image is only abhasa, reflection. Just like that, this Atma is the reality. What appears is only abhasa, reflected image. Or you can take another example, just like when a person has some defect in the eyes, that is in the eye power, many people will have short sight and long sight, particularly when they have long sightedness. Then they read everything, they will see every letter double. Actually, the second image is not there. It is the defect of the eye that makes that image to appear in two forms. So, but when we wear the corrective glasses, that double thing will go off, reflected image will go off. So, just like that, by proper knowledge, by jnana, we see only the Atma, not this world. Yatha mahanti bhutani bhudeshu chabasheshvanu pravishtanya pravishtani tatate shunateshvaham. So all these basic elements, the five Panchabhutas, they combine to form different forms. But even when they combine together, when they constitute to make different forms, they do not change their elementary nature. They have their elementary nature with them, but they are in combination and they appear as different forms. Just like that, Bhagavan is telling, though I pervade in these forms constituted of elements, I am not affected by the nature of the gunas of these elements. That is, Bhagavan is telling, even though I am in this prapancha, I am not affected by the gunas of Prakriti. And the last shloka of chatusloki Bhagavata is Yetavadeva jignasyam tattva jignasunatmanah अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्याम यत्स्यात् sarvatra sarvada. Here Bhagavan gives a very beautiful concept. Anvayavyatireka, that is a concept, that is, anvaya means the cause is also present in the effect. When we make gold ornaments, just like a bangle or a chain, the gold is present there in that chain or in that bangle, or otherwise there is no value for the bangle or gold, and it cannot exist also. So the cause is present in the effect. That is the Anvaya concept. And the next is Vyatireka, means the cause exists even before the appearance of the effect and also after the dissolution of the effect. The cause is always present in the past, present and future. It is present even before the effect came into existence, and it also will be there even after this effect. So that is the Anvaya Vyatireka concept in Vedanta. So Bhagavan is giving that example and telling that I am present at all times. Even before this prapancha came into existence, I am there. Now I am there and I am sustaining it. After the dissolution of this creation, I will be there. I alone will exist. And I am present in this creation, just like how the cause is present in the effect. I am present in this creation also, and I am all pervading. So these the four shlokas Bhagavan Srimad Narayana imparted to Lord Brahma, and with this idea, Lord Brahma began his creation. He had all the ideas in a germinal form inside him. The entire knowledge was imparted to Lord Brahma by these four shlokas, and he came and started his work. He projected everything as like in the previous creative cycle. He projected everything in the same way. So at one time, his son, sage Narada, approached Lord Brahma, and he was so eager to know about the Maya of Bhagavan. So Sri Narada also asked the same questions, just like how Raja Parikshit asked to Shukabrahma Rishi. And Lord Brahma was so pleased by those questions, and he gave answer to those questions in the form of the text Bhagavata Purana. And that text is Bhagavata Purana. The answer, that is, these 10 questions or few questions are very important, because the answer to those questions is the entire Bhagavata Purana. And Lord Brahma gave explanation to his questions to sage Narada, and Narada to sage Vyasa, and sage Vyasa to Sri Shukabrahma Rishi, and Shukabrahma Rishi explained it to Raja Parikshit, which was heard by Suta Pauranika, and he is retelling this Bhagavata to Shaunaka Rishis who are doing an yagna. Now the answer to the question, how did this creation came out from this Virat Purusha, the cosmic form of Bhagavan? And before telling that, Sri Shukabrahma Rishi said about the lakshana of this Bhagavata Purana. This Bhagavata Purana is very unique among all the other Puranas. Vedavyasa has written many Puranas. The uniqueness of Bhagavata Puranas is this Bhagavata Purana has 10 lakshanas. And because of these 10 lakshanas, the Bhagavata Purana is also said as Bhagavata Mahapurana. That is one credit for Bhagavata Purana. The next thing is, at the time of leaving his gross form, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he just gave all his powers, Aishwarya, auspiciousness, divine powers to Bhagavata Purana. So whoever read or teach or hear or any way, observe this Bhagavata Purana, they will be blessed by Bhagavan Sri Krishna, or his power will directly come to that bhakta. And the 10 powers of Bhagavata Purana, or the 10 lakshanas of Bhagavata Purana is said, given in the 10th chapter. Atra sargo visargascha sthanam poshana mutayah manvantareshanu katha nirodho muktirashrayah. The 10 lakshanas are sarga, visarga, sthana or sthiti, poshana, uti, manvantara, ishanukada, nirodha, mukti, ashraya. And the many acharyas will say, and this ashraya is very important among all these 10. It is to explain this ashraya, all the other 9 topics are given. So, Bhagavata Purana is the answer to the questions of Raja Parikshit, and it is explained in different ways. The real nature of Bhagavan is directly explained through the hymns, and by the narration and stories and anecdotes, in the indirect way, the nature of Bhagavan is explained. So let us see what are all these 10 lakshana. Sarga means the creation, that is the primary creation. How the Mahat Tattva emerged from that Mula Prakriti, from that till the appearance of the Virat Purusha, the Virat Purusha form of Bhagavan. Till that is the primary creation, which is called Sarga. Visarga is the secondary creation, that is how Lord Brahma created all these different forms. The next is the sthana or sthiti, how Bhagavan sustains this world by his different powers. And the next is poshana, how he protects all the beings. The next is uti, explanation of the karmic tendencies that is latent in all the forms. The next is the Manvantara, the history of each Manu, how the life went on during that period of Manu, and the life histories of great people, great rishis, that is Manvantara. Then the Ishanu Kada, the Kada of the Ishvara, how Bhagavan took different incarnations and he manifested as different avatars and helped all beings, all that is Ishanu Kada. The next is the Nirodha. At the time of dissolution, all beings entered in Bhagavan, how all that happened. The next is Mukti, the Jivas attaining its original form, that is Mukti. Then last is the 10th topic is the Ashraya, that is Brahman. It is from Brahman all this creation emerged out, and it is in him everything will enter, and it is by him this entire creation is supported. So to explain this Ashraya only, all these topics are given. So Bhagavan, that is Brahman, is the support of this creation, and no one supports him. He exists by himself. Now, Shuka Brahmarshi explains to Raja Parikshit how Srimad Narayana, he himself came into existence. We saw that all these Indriyas, the Indriya Devadas and everything, they combined together and they formed this Brahmanda. And this Brahmanda, the cosmic shell, by the instigation of Kala, Karma and Swabhava, it burst out and appeared the Virat Purusha. When the Virat Purusha came out, He needed a place to stay. Atmana ayanam anvichan. He wanted to stay somewhere, isn't it? So he created a place with pure water, that is uncontaminated water, which is called as Garbhodakam. And he created that water, and that water is also called Nara, because that water created by the Purusha, that Virat Purusha, is called Nara. And one who takes rest, Ayanam, is Narayana. One who takes rest in that Nara is Narayana. Another interpretation for Narayana is one who is present in all beings is Narayana. One who rests in all beings is Narayana. And another interpretation is one who rests in this Nara, this Purusha, is also Narayana. So there are different meanings for this Nama Narayana. And he lied, that is, he took rest, Ayanam. He took rest on that cosmic waters. And for thousands of years, he laid on that cosmic water created by himself. At one time, Dravyam karma cha kalascha swabhavo jiva eva cha yadanagrahata santi na santi yadupekshaya. Dravyam, that is the material cause of this universe. Then Kala, Karma and Swabhava, these are the instrumental cause of this creation, this universe. And Jiva, it is the Bhokta, enjoyer of this creation. So all these are active only because of Narayana, or otherwise all these will be inert. Yeho nanatva manvichan yoga talpat samustitaha. At one time, Eka nanatma anvichan. That is, at one time, he, that one, desiring to be many. Nanatma anvichan, desiring to be many. Yoga talpat, from that yogic slumber, samustitaha, he got up. So that Narayana, who was resting on that water, pure water, uncontaminated water, desiring to be many, he got up from that yogic slumber. Viryam hiranmayam devo mayaya vyasrujan tridha. And he divided his viryam hiranmayam, his luminous seed, into three. He got up from the yogic slumber, desiring to be many. He is one and no one else is there. So desiring to be many, he divided his luminous seed into three. And that three divisions are Adhidhaiva, Adhyatma and Adhibhuta. Adhyatma means that Purusha residing in the soul, and it experiences the outside world through the sense organs. Through the sense organs, it experiences that Purusha, it is the Adhyatma. And Adhidhaiva is that same Purusha that governs these indriyas, these sense organs, that is Adhidhaivika. And Adhibhautika is, it is that body that separates this Adhyatma and Adhidaivika. And these three are always interdependent. One cannot exist without the two. They are so interdependent. They are so connected. So he's divided his seed into three, just like this. Anda sharira akashad purushasya vicheshtataha ojasaho bhalam jagne tata prano mahanasuhu. Purushasya andasharira akashat, from the inside that Purusha, in that heart, that is from this akasha, that is the space in the heart, there arose three powers. That is the ojas, the sense power, and saha, the mental power, and bhalam, the physical power. These three combined to form prana. And this prana is the Sutratma. It is running through all the beings in this existence, just like how a thread runs through the different beads to hold it together. So that prana was produced from Bhagavan. That is, from that Srimad Narayana rose up from the yogic slumber. Now he is called Mahavishnu. So from him the prana was produced. At that time, even though he had form, his forms were not that distinct or very clear. So when the prana began to run through his body, he felt hunger and thirst. Pibhasatah jakshatah chaprang mukham nirabidhyatah. He felt hunger and thirst. So immediately from this face emerged. His face was developed. Nirabidhyata. His face developed. Mukham nirabidhyata. First, his face developed. When he felt hunger and thirst, because of the running of the prana in him, that face developed. Mukhastalu nirbhinnam jihva tatrobajayate tato nanaraso jagne jihvaya yodhigamyate. That is, from his mukha, this talu, this portion, the tongue emerged. And the tongue was developed, the tongue originated, and the Adhisthana Devata for the tongue also originated. So the Indriya tongue, and the Adhisthana Devata for the tongue is the Varuna, and also the Vishaya, the objects for, because when he wanted to taste, that there must be some objects to taste. So all that Vishaya also developed. So when he felt hunger and thirst, that sense organ, the Adhisthana Devata for that organ, and the subjects, all these were developed. When he decided to speak, that Vak Shakti developed from the tongue, then the Adhisthana Devata of that power, that is Agni, and the different Vishayas, the different words that became clear, and it originated from that face. And now he was lying like this for a long time. So he felt to breathe. So immediately the nose originated, the Adhisthana Devata, that is the air, and the different gandhas, the different smell, so that he can breathe, and that air he can breathe, and the different fragrance he can experience, that developed. Then he was alone and he wanted to see. He decided to see. So the organ eye was developed, and the Adhisthana Devata for that organ, that is the Surya, developed, and the different forms were developed. And now he felt to hear that different sounds. So the organ ears developed, the Adhisthana Devata Dik developed, and the different birds and sounds developed. And immediately he wanted to grasp something. He felt the need to do activities. So the hands developed, the Adhisthana Devata for the hands, the Indra, he was originated, and the different objects to grab. So all this, what all he felt, immediately that organ, the Adhisthana Devata and the Vishaya, subjects for that, developed from that Rupa of Bhagavan. And like this also developed the 7 dhatus. The skin, the dhatus are the skin, membrane, bones, marrow, blood, fat, and skin. All these were developed, and they were developed from the earth, water, and fire. And the Indriyas, the Indriya Devatas, everything was inside that form, isn't it? Because we saw this as primary creation. In chapter 5, we saw that all the Indriya Devatas came from the Sattvika Ahangara. The Indriyas came from the Rajasika Ahangara. And the Panchabhutas came from the Tamasika Ahangara. We saw it very clearly with a chart. So all these were in him. But when he felt like speaking, when he felt like seeing, all these were made prominent, and it originated and it got power. So that's what is meant by these slokas. Now he wanted to think and to take decisions. So Manas and Buddhi originated, and the Adhisthana Devata, moon, Chandra was originated. So this is the gross form of that Bhagavan, uh, Virat Purusha. He was lying on that yogic slumber, then he was called Sriman Narayana. Now he woke up and he is called as Mahavishnu. So that supreme being Mahavishnu, he assumes the form of Brahma and he projected all beings. So that's how the different creations came. Nama Rupa Kriya Datte. He gave the different forms, its names, and their activities. All they were developed from that supreme being. And all the beings which are all there, that is the Devas, Asuras, Dhanavas, Rishis, Prajapatis, Manu, Apsaras, Gandharvas, animals, human beings, insects, plants, trees, mountains, everything, all the beings that were moving and not moving, and the four different types of creation, just like Udbija, sprouted from the earth, Svetaja, born from that, originated from that wet, moist surface, then Andaja, born from the egg, like the birds and all, and Jarayuja, from the womb of the mother. So all these beings were created according to their past karma. The seed of all those past karmas was there in that Bhagavan, and everything originated like this. So according to the dominance of the gunas, when they are so dominant with sattvika nature, they became the devas. When they had the combination of sattva, rajas and tamas, they became human beings. When they had only tamas, they became subhuman beings, that is, they went to the naraka. So all these were formed, and Bhagavan Sriman Narayana or Mahavishnu, he supported all the beings. He supported the devas, men, subhuman beings. So at the time of dissolution, from that Mahavishnu only emerged Rudra, the god of death, and the Agni, fire. So all the cosmic activities are performed by his Maya, and in the end, by these powers, that is Rudra, Agni, and the power of death, everything went back to him. But all these are because of his Maya. But a person who is a jnani or who is wise, he doesn't worship this form because it is completely Maya. He transcends that transcendental form of Bhagavan, that is Brahman. That only he will worship, and he wanted to merge in that, because all these are the outcome of Maya. The truth, the reality behind this, all this is Brahman. And a person who is wise, he will worship only that Brahman, and he wanted to merge with that Brahman. So all this Shuka Brahmarishi said to Raja Parikshit. And Shuka Brahmarishi said, I will explain to you the Kalpa and Vikalpa, and most importantly about the Padma Kalpa. So you must remember that the entire story of Srimad Bhagavata Purana is said to Raja Parikshit by Shuka Brahmarishi, and in that assembly, the Suta Pauranika heard it, and now he is explaining it to Shaunaka Rishi. So it is the retelling of Bhagavata Purana by Suta Pauranika. When Suta Pauranika said that, like this, Shuka Brahmarishi said that I will explain the Kalpa and Vikalpa. Immediately, Shaunaka Rishis, they intervened. He intervened and asked Sri Suta Pauranika, now please tell us that in the past you said that Vitura, he went for pilgrimage. He left his relatives, he left his land, and he went for a long pilgrimage, and he did not return for a long time to his back to his land. He was visiting all those tirthas. He was going to in a long pilgrimage. And on the way, he met sage Maitreya, who imparted him spiritual knowledge. So please tell us about that conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. So the Sutta Pauranika explains that conversation between Vidura and Maitreya, and that is Canto 3. So with this ends the 10 chapters of Canto 2. So I will explain the Canto 3 in my next upload. Shri Narayana Kila Guru Bhagavan Namaste. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu.